The Indiana Fever are playoff bound. And after the losses for the Sky and the Dream on Tuesday night, just looking back on their season, how everything started, they were 1-8 in the WNBA. It's a shorter season at 40 games. To go from 1-8 to 17-8 in the last 25 games, 25 games, is impressive to me because they had to make a lot of adjustments during the regular season. We saw Chrissy Size make some weird substitutions, some play calling that was questionable, to now all of a sudden, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark know how to play with each other. Kelsey Mitchell isn't playing as much hero ball anymore, and she's allowing Caitlin Clark to run this offense. You have Dantas hitting shots. Nalissa Smith in her past few games has looked really solid for them, rolling better to the basket, being more aggressive on offense. Her defense can be questionable at times, but she has been a contributing factor as a role player. You look at Lexi Hall and her improvement from three. It has gotten better after the Olympic break. And then you look at Leah Boston. She's done a great job of not bringing tension in the locker room, not causing any jealousy between her and Caitlin because Clark gets a lot of attention. She's just an excellent teammate. She's encouraged Caitlin Clark this year, and she's helped her grow her game. And the Indiana Fever are clicking at the right time. They've been on fire since the Olympic break. Let's also talk about Chrissy Sides because she has been criticized and she does deserve credit for how she has made her adjustments. She won Coach of the Month. She deserves that award. And just looking at how she's made those adjustments with Kelsey Mitchell, for example, Mitchell would always play hero ball. She would always play isolation, and it caused the offense to be stagnant. And it took the ball away from Caitlin Clark, where she would just watch her go one-on-one. But now Caitlin Clark has the ball more often. Kelsey Mitchell is playing more off the ball, so she can get open for an easy layup. She's cutting in transition. She's playing off the ball to get an open three or a mid-range shot. And she looks better out there next to Caitlin Clark. And that's credit to Chrissy Sides because early on the season, Kelsey Mitchell was doing all the work. She was playing isolation basketball, and Caitlin didn't get a chance to run this offense. And when they're playing in transition, you see Mitchell running the floor a lot more. She's getting open and making the game easier for her. And Chrissy Sides has a lot to do with that because she's making the adjustments. She's recognizing that I have a Caitlin Clark who I need to have run the offense and push in transition because when the Indiana Fever are running and gunning and getting easier baskets, the defense cannot do anything about it. And when Caitlin Clark sees a full court press coming or a double team coming, she's faster with the ball. She's either pushing, getting an easy layup, or she's passing on the double team a lot quicker. And Chrissy Size deserves some love here because without her coaching ability to notice these things, the Fever aren't looking as good right now. We have to give her some credit for that. Now, there are situations where the Fever have double-digit leads and they blow it because Chrissy Size does slow the game down at times. The only concern I have at this point is can they play better against zone defenses? Because every time an opponent goes zone on the Indiana Fever, they have trouble scoring. And that's something they need to work on down the stretch, in my opinion. But this all starts and ends with Caitlin Clark because without her playmaking ability, without her ability to push the ball and set her teammates up for easy looks, the Fever are not even close to a playoff spot. And just looking here at even Chrissy Sides, she gave praise to Caitlin Clark last night, saying, she's really proud of her. Early in the season, there were some questionable comments he made about Caitlin Clark, but things have changed as the season has progressed. They're gelling better. Caitlin Clark had another triple-double last night, her second of the season, and they're clicking on all cylinders. Leah Boston, 24 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists. They just continue to hoop. Kelsey Mitchell, she had 18 points last night. So they are building the foundation. And again, as long as they keep building those right habits, the Fever are going to be a problem. Now, it's going to be interesting when they get to the playoffs because obviously the first round is a best of 3. If you're looking at matchups for the Fever, you probably want to go up against the Sun. You don't want to deal with the Minnesota Lynx or the New York Liberty. I think they will lose their series because Collier is a problem, is a matchup nightmare. And of course, the Liberty are rolling right now. My expectations for the Fever is to just have a good showing in the playoffs. Even if they lose in the first round, it's already a huge success. They haven't had a winning record in a long time. They're going to be back in the playoffs again. If they somehow beat the Sun in the first round and they get to the second round, let's just say they play the New York Liberty, that's going to be interesting to watch, but I think the Liberty will beat them. Next season, though, I think the Fever are going to be a major problem because they're building a lot of momentum right now. And it's going to be very important who they sign in the offseason and who they trade and what they upgrade. Because if they do the right things to make this roster better, I still think they need a backup point guard. I think they need to upgrade their bench a little bit more with another wing. And if they do that, all of a sudden the Fever are championship contenders. Now, it might take a little bit of time to get to win a championship because usually when you're building foundations and gelling as a team, there are going to be ups and downs. So next season, there might be injuries. I'm not wishing that, or the chemistry might be off, whatever. That might happen. But it doesn't mean they're not moving in the right direction. So, yeah, it's just good to see the Fever turning things around and Caitlin Clark shutting a lot of people up because she has been fantastic, showing people why she belongs to the WNBA. And the fact she's only a rookie is scary to even think about because next season she's going to have more experience, time off to work on her game. She's hitting her 3-point shot on a more consistent basis, hitting like 4 or 5 a game. And imagine when she's more consistent next season, she has a whole entire offseason to work on things that she doesn't get a chance to right now. Good luck stopping her. And as long as the Fever continue to put the right piece around her, the WNBA is in a lot of trouble because sooner or later she's going to win an MVP. She's going to be the best player in the league and she's going to win some championships. And it's going to be fun to watch because she's going to elevate this league and make the WNBA more watchable. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Indiana Fever's turnaround, making the playoffs. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.